And finally, for today's episode, let's turn to David Trim for a look at Adventist history.
This week we hear about the Adventist ministry in Canada.
Welcome to This Week in Seventh-day Adventist History. On February 7, 1864, the first Seventh-day Adventist Church in Canada was organized in Westbury and Eatonwith in the Eastern Townships region of the province of Quebec near the US-Canadian border. The church had 8 charter members. Other churches made up of both Canadian and American members were soon organized both in the Eastern Townships and on the US side of the frontier in the state of Vermont, because in those simpler times there was a considerable amount of free movement back and forth across borders. This recent photograph shows the Adventist Church in South Stukely, some 40 miles southwest of Westbury. It is the oldest local church, founded as a Seventh-day Adventist church, still meeting in its original building anywhere in the world. Sadly, demographic shifts led to Adventists leaving the Eastern Townships, and today there is much work to do to share the third angel's message with the very large population of the province of Quebec. 16 years after the Westbury Church was founded, John N. Loughborough conducted the first Seventh-day Adventist baptism in Britain. Loughborough, who you see here, had arrived in Great Britain the year before, and in the summer of 1879 had started evangelistic meetings in the great port city of Southampton. As a result, on February 8, 1880, the first 6 converts in England were baptized. Later that year, a British Tract and Missionary Society was founded, and for the next 15 years or so, the publishing ministry was the most successful form of outreach in Great Britain. Here you see the church publishing and literature evangelistic workers, many of them American missionaries, photographed outside the British Tract and Missionary Society headquarters in London in 1893. The Adventist Church has only grown slowly in the British Isles, and just as 125 years ago, it needs to make use of every possible medium of communication, not just evangelistic meetings, in order to grow. In some places, the Adventist Church has grown from strength to strength over many years. In other areas of the world, even though it's long established, it still faces challenges. Pray for our pastors and church members in Quebec and Britain that they may find successful ways to win souls to Christ and to the third angel's message. That was This Week in Adventist History.